All right, so good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. Another Sunday coaching series continues. Not going anywhere. I love these calls. These are great calls. So a lot of people get on here, a lot on Instagram, a lot of feedback on Instagram, by the way. Thank you on that. And some emails are coming in. But, before I get into, okay, anything I don't cover in any of these coachings, y'all are welcome to send an email. I remind y'all, stop waiting. Maybe he'll talk about that next time. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I don't know what you need unless you let me know. So you have to send me these emails, these questions. Hey, Jay, you cover on this here, but I was interested in knowing a little bit more on this, a little bit more on that. And if we do get the same questions over and over, what I do is I create reels. So you can always follow our social media and not wait for a coaching call. I will create a video so I answer everybody's question at one time. So, the goal for us here is to offer as much benefit to y'all, bring y'all as much value as we can. But we got some new people on here as well, Instagram and Zoom. Good evening, Arturo. Good evening. Okay, yes. So, and I've been talking to many people that are trying to join the coaching. We'll talk about that towards the end. I've got to come up with a plan, a solution for y'all. A lot of people want to get into the specific coaching we have. Like I said, I'll talk in the end about it. But it's just the spots that we have. We can only take so many at one time. But let's jump onto the call. We'll leave the announcements for the end. Any questions, y'all know the way it works. If you're on Zoom, unmute yourself. Drop a comment. If you're on Instagram, you cannot unmute yourself, but you can drop a comment. Raise your hand. Okay, so let's get started here. So tonight's material. Material is probably one of the most asked questions right beside handyman and contractors. And it kind of goes hand in hand. Handyman, contractors, and material. So I wanted to cover a little bit on material and give you more specifics because I see where a lot of the contractors, if you allow them to buy, they're going to buy whatever's easiest, quickest. Okay, but I see the material. So when somebody comes to me like, Jay, I've gone over budget. Most times that means I didn't really have a budget to begin with. So that was a problem already. But what happens is they'll show me their expenses and stuff on what they invested in, and immediately I'm able to point out things that they should not have bought. You learn this, obviously, the more you do it, okay? We don't shave corners. We're not trying to deliver a poor product, but we're also not trying to overspend, okay? So it's all how you spend. You should have a team, and we're going to break some of these here. A lot of keynotes we're going to be giving. But when I see some of these investments that a lot of these investors have done, I can pinpoint where they went wrong. Example, okay? Good evening. Yes, good evening, Instagram. Thank you for joining us, Joe. Awesome. Glad to see you on here. You've seen you in a while on there. Awesome. Okay. So let's talk about some of the sizes. Okay. Some of the things that are different from real estate, stick built, commercial, any type of house versus a mobile home. Okay. And y'all can comment on some of these. I want some engagement out of this. I'm going to make y'all think a little bit tonight, but think about something like tubs. A mobile home tub, a shower, is not the same size as a stick built house. So you cannot just go to any home improvement or Lowe's and say, hey, give me a tub that's going to go to my mobile home. It is not going to fit. And even if it fits, you see the prices that are on it. Doors. We just got a mobile home. We got a 2-bedroom, 1-bath that we rehabbed. That got rehabbed in less than 2 days. So that was great on that. It is actually hitting the market tomorrow. But we needed a few doors. Doors, especially in the older units, you cannot just go to Home Depot or Lowe's and say, give me that door. They don't make them that size. So a lot of times, instead of you trying to get everything specific, let a couple more people in here, is you have to get creative. Be creative. We have creative financing. Be creative in how you shop, how you browse for material. And this is what I mean. You need to have a team. If it is just a one-man team, you may not have the time allocated to go browse, okay? Go browse for this material for hours and try to hope that somebody's selling me a mobile home door. It just happened to be there at the right discount, right? So you got to get creative with some of those. And we'll touch up on a little bit of that as well. But let's keep going. Kitchen cabinets. That would be another one. And again, depending on the size, if you go to a dealership today, hey, let me see what a 2022 Fleetwood mobile home looks like. It's basically a house. I mean, the inside of it is a house. And we'll get into the 2x4s as well, the studs, that sort of thing. Everything is built like a house. They done phenomenal, except for the particle board. That still continues to be, which I don't know why. And then you have windows. Again, windows are not the same size. You cannot just go and get them. Now, here's where a lot of people go wrong in it. They say, okay, I cannot go to Home Depot. I cannot go to Lowe's or any home improvement store. So where can I shop a specific item? Well, remember the note on that is that anything you buy specific for, you overpay anyway. Example, If I were to get a glass window for something, would it be the same price if I needed a specific glass size for a boat? You see the difference. They're both glass. They can be the same material, but because you're aiming for something specific, you're overpaying. A window for a mobile home, by the way, you're looking at $300-400 for that window alone. So some of y'all tell me where your budget is sticking to right now, and say somebody broke two of my windows. Do you have $800 to put on windows? So when I say get creative, okay, so we take the size of the window, example, we measure it. We do not remove the frame. That's another thing. Don't remove windows off the mobile home in its frame. If it's an older unit, you're going to weaken those spots anyway. So leave that alone. What you're going to do is measure the size and go to somewhere like a Lowe's or an Ace Hardware. Depends on where, what area in the U.S. you are that you can buy material for them. More people. All right. And you're going to get them to cut it. I don't need a window. I just need the glass part. I need you to cut this glass this size, this width by this length, and that's all I need, one glass. You're talking 15, 30, maybe $50 most. You take that and they sell adhesives for windows that also have like a silicone format. It's waterproof that you are able to put around it and seal it. Now you see the difference between something like that, a $50 versus $400. Not to mention taking the entire frame that you don't need to do. Now you've weakened it. Now you got to restructure it. And I mean, you just get more problems and more problems. So, you know, reminder of don't fix nothing that's not broken. If it is not broken, don't try to repair it. Don't try to overdo it. And don't try to overspend. Let's get into that one now. The whole, I want to make it look like this. I don't like it because it doesn't feel like home. I hear a lot of that. A lot of these artists, mobile home investors, they try to do everything different, and that's not how it works. Okay. So trying to do upgrades for appeal is not going to mean you making additional profits. Remember why you got into this investing. You know, and I remind people, if the mobile home is for you, you're going to live in it, then you do whatever you want to do to it. Make it home sweet home. But if this is your investment, then that's how you need to be thinking. How much can I be all in? Or how little can I be all in and see how much I can get ROI, my return on my investments, the final number. I personally want to be in it the least as possible, but I want to get the most as possible. So you got to add up these numbers, and this is where the budget comes in. How much can I spend on this and still be a good deal? We know there's no deal the same. There's no investment the same. There's no rehab the same. So it all kind of has to allocate accordingly. And then there is the, oh my gosh, moments, which I remind all of you about, okay? You start taking a wall down. You start taking the flooring apart, and you see there's mold. You see that the insulation is falling through. You see the whole bottom has come apart. There's a lot of things that you have to allocate for that you might not have planned for already. I typically do anywhere from 500 to about 1,000 allocated just on, and I name it that, the oh my gosh. That's the oh my gosh moment if it happens. There's been times when I have to use it, but I had that cushion for it. There's times when I had to use it and I went over. I had 1,000, but it ended up being closer to 2,000 for the issue that it was. And then there's most times where I don't really have to dip into it. That is a bonus. If I can stick within a budget, within that number that I started, then I'm in better terms. Does that make sense? Okay. So don't ever over rehab for appeal just because it'll look good. Okay. I'm going to put granite countertop. Is that going to bring you more money? Okay. We need a couple people on here. So more people joining us on Instagram as well. So, all right. Pre-plan shopping. That's another thing. Okay. When I have a mobile home, I'm rehabbing. I don't wait until I'm done to post it on the market. Usually about a week before, I'll go ahead and start alerting Facebook. I start alerting Craigslist and Letgo and Classify, all the sites. Hey, I have a 2-bedroom, I have a 3-bedroom, whatever it may be, coming available in the area. What I'm doing is I'm already presetting myself for success. In that case, I would be creating a buyer's list, which a lot of you don't continue to do. You don't continue to get buyers. Thing to remember there is that somebody who was buying today might buy it tomorrow. So there's no sense in keeping that number unless you keep checking in. Okay. When I'm getting ready to invest in a mobile home, now we got a system in place at this time, but I will start looking for material. Start posting for material. Don't just spend hours and hours trying to search for material. I have been on Facebook for 2 hours and I cannot find a toilet. That's not how you want to approach it. You'd rather be posting for it and let them come to you, which would coach you. That's for another call as well. But you want to start getting all these things together, or at least have an idea, where am I going to get my material? Some of you guys are getting into this virtual investing, which I love it. I think it's phenomenal. I think some of y'all are pretty early doing it, but hey, you'll figure it out as you go along. You know where to reach us. And you don't know where to shop. You don't know where the nearest Home Depot. You don't know where the Lowe's is at. You don't know where handymen are at. You don't know where any discount stores. I can keep going. And those are all things that are going to slow you down, going to cost you more money. If a handyman or contractor has to drive an hour and a half or longer to go get material, is that not going to slow you down? One, they're going to try to charge you more, which you can't blame them. There's fuel, there's time. I got to get up there earlier. It just starts patterning up. And again, because you failed to pre-plan, how am I going to do this rehab? We have an idea immediately before we invest in anything as to where all the stores are at, all the locations, any connections. Because one thing y'all can do, and I know I'm jumping through quite a bit of things on here. Remember, this is 30 minutes. I get 30 minutes with y'all, so we kind of got to move along. But, I would test the markets. If I'm trying to get into a new area, I would go drop some comments on Facebook. Okay, I would say something like, I will have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, single wide for rental or for sale, coming available next month. See what kind of feedback you get. If you get bombarded with, I'm interested, send me some pictures, how much you're asking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That means there is a high demand need for that mobile home or mobile homes in that area. Now, okay, this is something I may need to move forward to. You post the same thing in an area and you get no feedback. I would probably say there's probably not that much of demand. And I'm not talking about one post, by the way. For those of you out that post one post on social media and think that you are going to get excessive feedback, that typically does not work out. Okay, a keynote on that one is consistency. Any type of advertisement you do, regardless of what you're looking for, be consistent. I'm talking multiple times a day, multiple times during every time. Okay, let's keep going. Anybody have any questions? We got quite a bit of people joining us. I know a couple of people share, so thank you for that. Let's see. Yep, awesome. Thank you, Instagram. Okay, so let's keep going. Keynote number 2, buy in bulk. Always buy in bulk. I went to the store to get a piece of trim. Really? You drove all the way to the store to get a piece of trim? My goodness, right? I've seen it. I've seen a contractor go to the store to get a little box of screws. You figured he would buy a bucket, but he came back with a little bitty box of screws. So that's the kind of stuff. Again, when you're thinking about discount and buying in excessive, you have to buy in bulk. It is better discounts, better prices, and not to mention, if you have accounts with certain stores, you'll start earning points. Every more point, and all these little tedious things will add up so that you can be able to save more and more. Remember, the rule of thumb is I don't want to spend any more money out of pocket that I don't need to. Okay, every dollar that comes out of my pocket is every dollar I have to get first before I start making returns. We're getting now into the further times of the year. Real estate is all about location, location, and location. Mobile homes, we know, timing. At the beginning of the year, that's when we can sell the most mobile homes at one time. Quick flips. Why? Tax time. Everybody has tax time, and we got a bunch of thousandaires walking around, and they can afford to pay you cash because that's what mobile homes are, affordability housing. When we get further throughout the year, now we got people with less money and less money. There's still a high demand because there will always be a demand for mobile homes, but not everybody has 20K in their back pocket. So a lot of you getting into investing right now to this day, mobile homes are always going to be needed. But just remember that at this time of year is when we start getting creative. I'm going to have to finance. I'm going to have to take a down payment. Maybe I want to do a rental till the beginning of the year. Then I'll convert into a rent to own. Maybe I'll create a note on it, finance it. You can get creative all kinds of ways, but it starts diminishing. Okay. And that's not to be discouraged. I know for some investors say, I want to wait till next year. I definitely wouldn't do that. I would go ahead and jump on into and just be creative as to how you sell. But buy in bulk, everything. When you visit the stores like Home Depot and Lowe's, that is typically our last resort. There's many other places to shop for material and or get material, such as the beautiful sites that we use. Craigslist, Let Go, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, especially huge. Okay. And, I think I saw about 20 new pages just for material around the Atlanta area. And I know I'm in Georgia, so of course I'm calling that one out. But if you're in a different state, look at the big cities and look for those pages. Look for the city, type in the city, type in the state, and type in material. Okay, type in appliances, and you'll see how many groups are coming up. And that is just people going up there to post stuff. But don't forget, a lot of people have stuff they want to sell. They're not comfortable with, let me post an ad. Hey, I have a fridge for sale. Hey, I have some lumber. They don't feel comfortable with that. So what happens is if you go post on there, hey, I'm looking for lumber. I'm looking for paint. I'm looking for flooring. They take you and they start messaging. And that's how you're able to get what I consider off-market material. A lot of that time may be free. We've got many, many material that is free simply because they had a house, a stick built that, hey, I had contractors in to rehabbing. They were painting, remodeling all this walls that I have, all this upgrades that I've done, and they left all kinds of materials in my garage. I just want it gone. If you can come and get it, you can take it. That's free material. And don't forget, if it comes out of a house and it goes into a mobile home, it's probably going to look pretty good. That's an upgrade in itself, right? Let me see if any questions. All right, no questions yet. Nothing on Instagram. So yes, definitely buy in bulk, buy discounts, and visit the stores. These home improvements and Lowe's. You can ask, where's the clearance section? You got a lot of times they're selling something like lumber with little chips on it. There is nothing wrong with the material, especially if it's going between walls. So you got to get creative and always be looking out for it. And your handyman contractors, they should be looking out for your pocket when you're shopping for it. Okay. Dave or John or whoever's working for you. Hey, make sure you check the clearance section out and see if there's anything for sale. And I don't mean just go out and buy what you need. This is what I'm talking about. If they go out there and they see 2-3 rolls of vinyl or carpet or paint, we'll talk about paint in a minute. Okay. Could you possibly go ahead and buy it and save it for the next mobile home and the next mobile home and just kind of carry on? That's what you want to do, is you want to continue to buy bulk, and continue to do the same thing. I typically rehab my mobile homes exactly the same thing, so that whatever I have left over from unit number 1 goes into unit number 2 and then unit number 3 and so forth and so on. And I'm keep using the same material, same paint color, same product. So let's say unit number 1, 2-3 months later, for whatever reason, they have to go. Maybe they get evicted. That's part of life. That's part of real estate. Okay. They get evicted. And of course, as with any mobile home that's been lived in, at minimum, you're going to have the typical wear and tear. So instead of trying to match paint, and I don't know where to get this paint now, I guess I got to do an entire room. No, you don't, because you're still using the same product. So you can just come back to unit number 1, touch it up, fresh it up, put it on the market. Let's go back to unit number 5 and keep rolling. So, there's a lot of reasons why you want to buy in bulk. Okay. All right. Learn, note for y'all, quick tip on that one as well. Learn when the stores get deliveries. That's huge. If you can talk to, and it's not a secret, they'll tell you. If you go to Home Improvement or Home Depot or Lowe's and you ask, hey, when do you get trucks typically during the week? What you're asking is, when do you get new deliveries? When do you have the most product? They'll tell you, oh, we typically get them on Friday mornings. What do you think happens the day before the truck comes in? Discounts. If they have a lot of material or something that didn't sell and they've already pre-ordered new material, now they got excessive lumber. Now they got excessive paint. Now there's too much flooring. We don't even have anywhere to stock it. So the rolls that are actually out there on display, now they get discounted, maybe half off. So you can start asking these things, and you can even take it one more step further. What are these items sitting here? When are they going to go into a discount? Do you have a discount, or they're on a clearance, whatever it may be? Don't be afraid to ask. Everything is a negotiation. I don't pay retail unless I have to pay retail. That typically means that could be more like an Airbnb I have. When I have an Airbnb and something breaks, I don't have time to let me go try to shop around. No, that is an instant, because everything when it comes to Airbnbs are reviews. If there's something wrong, something is broke, you don't want to take 2-3 days to get to them. That's got to be now. So at that point, I would say, contractor, go get what you need. I don't even want to know. Just get it. We'll figure it out later. So then at that point, then, I would say retail. But any other time, wholesale prices. Let's see. So, there was that. Oh, goodness. Okay. Good to know on that. We'll take a note on that. Thank you, TJ, for sure. All right. Now, you want to create an account with Home Depot and Lowe's. Okay. It is worst case scenario. It's last resort. I'm not talking bad about them. I just know that there's so many other places that you can shop, invest before you go there and pay retail. But if you are going to shop there, I'll say get you an account. Now, when I say an account, I'm not referring to a credit card. You can get one if you want. They do offer points, back rewards, all kinds of stuff as well. That's up to you. What I am saying is, I'm talking about you getting a contractor-like account with them. Every contractor that works in the area, okay, they have a contractor license and they have some type of agreement with Home Depot, with Lowe's, where they get a lot of discounts because they buy consistently, they buy in bulk. They're always out there doing rehabs, of course. So there is, I know with Home Depot, that's the one we got the majority. We do shop at Lowe's as well, but you go and you set it up. You can do it online now. And what happens is also that your contractors, your handyman, they're able to go shop at the store without you by their side, and then they're able to call you. I don't have time to go shop with my guys. So, they can call me when they're ready to buy whatever they need, but they know to go there, get what they need, and then they'll call me from Lowe's or Home Depot. Hey, we got a phone sale from John. He's buying this, that, those, and you're able to keep accountability of everything. Okay, always double check. That's the thing that we've learned in the past, and I'm sure we've missed it somewhere in the early times. But one quick little story. Once upon a time, we had a contractor. He went to the store. It was late evening, so he was kind of rushing, trying to get everything for in the morning. All was fine, but he said, "All right, Jed, I'm gonna spend about $400 or $500 on this, whatever it was." I was like, "Okay." So then they call me from the store, and of course he scans and kind of steps away less than call me. They called me, and I think it was close to double that. It was around $950. We got a store, we got some final, whatever it was. Total is going to be $950. Alarming, right? So I'm thinking, what did we get? Did we not get the material we spoke about? And y'all all can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and see every piece of material price before you send a contract, by the way. So you got an estimate of what things are going to be. So long story short on that one is the actual rep, the actual lady that was working at Home Depot, she double scanned our flooring. So she double scanned when she went through that item and then kept going. So it charged us double. Now, if I wouldn't have caught that, if I would have just paid and we'll figure out later, now you're getting into a hole of, well, he said, she said, and I think I had it, and you don't want to get into this kind of issues. So you always want to double check all your material, have an idea what you're going to spend. When that transaction is typically completed, they send you an email. On that email, they break down every piece of item. This is also going to help you if you ever need to return something. Let's say you buy a water heater that you can't use, or a tub size, or too many doors, or whatever it is, and you need to take something back, you got the receipt in your email. So it helps out a lot on that as well. Okay. Let's see. Should you buy material from handyman? Drop a comment on that if y'all want. Should you buy material from your handyman? We've got a lot of handymen through our time of investing. A lot of contractors, a lot of times they'll say, no, you don't have to buy any material. I'll provide it. I'll provide you material. You can just buy from me directly. And, a lot of handymen and contractors do have a lot of discounts. They also have a lot of connections. So that's huge. And that's something that you should be doing, but not if you're going to be overpriced. Some of y'all drop on here if you think that's a good idea to buy from your contractors. Okay, we'll come back to that one there. I'll let you answer on that. But buying at the right time, buying the material at the right time, also to be able to store it and save it for later. Example, if you're going to use window units, okay, mobile homes are notorious for having window units and now central and heat air conditioning. So with window units, y'all know they go bad after a few years, couple of years. Just depends on the wear and tear, how much people use them. So it would be beneficial that on wintertime you buy window units, because everybody's selling them for dirt cheap, $20, $25 for a big window unit. Buy them and store them. Do the same thing for rolls of vinyl. Do the same thing for carpet. There's always people blasting all these deals, all this material on Craigslist, Letgo, and a lot of them would just tell you, I'll sell you an entire roll. Again, if you're only doing a one-time investment, understood. You only need to get what you need to get. But if you're going to continue this investing, you will almost want to think about, where can I store some of this material? Okay, where can I put this material so when I need it, I can go in and get it, kind of have free hand again, so that when an investment takes over, we have all the material we need ready to go. Okay, I mentioned paint earlier. Paint, I would be careful with. Paint expires. So if you're going to buy paint, make sure that you're buying, definitely bulk wherever you can, but be careful as to how much you will need and not need. If paint goes bad, it does go bad, has an expiration. Ask me how I know. It smells very, very bad, by the way. So don't buy that and keep it. That's a bad situation on there. But no, you should never buy material from your handyman and contractor. If your handyman and contractor, and they will have connections to, hey, Jay, I can get a discount at this little store down the street. All these little towns, they'll have a Home Depot and a Lowe's, but they'll also have these little mom and pop stores that they can sell material. I don't mind. It doesn't matter to me where the material comes from. As long as it makes sense, it stays within our budget, I'm okay. And when these handymen tell me, hey, I get a discount for 20% for every purchase or 10% or whatever it may be. Well, if you don't mind me using it, by all means, go get the material from that side. But what happens is a lot of times when a handyman or contractor sells you their material, it's either they're going to mark it up, okay? They're going to get it from the same location that I'm talking about on here, but they're going to mark it up to a certain percentage. Material right now, and this is why I'm getting excessive questions of material. I know there's inflation. It's huge. We cannot get the material today that we were getting a few years back, and therefore our rehabs are so much higher than what it used to be. Still good investments, but the numbers are definitely higher. So what you don't need is some handyman marking them up even higher. You want to avoid that. Another issue that we've seen with this, and not everybody, but they'll say, well, you need an entire back bedroom flooring replaced. And yes, they are correct, we do. But then they say, well, the sheets at the Home Depot, they're about $80. I'll sell it to you for $40 what I got. Make them show you. Show me the sheets you have. Show me the material. Because a lot of times it may be junk what they're trying to sell you. And unless you're actually paying attention, once it is laid down, they got the vinyl, the carpet over it, you got junk in your mobile home from them. They just wanted to get rid of. It was an easy way for them to get money. So 30 minutes up went fast quick. Ain't that quick? Yes. Let's see. A couple of notes on here. So it's good stuff. Hope good stuff. I try to cover as much as we can. I do have a couple announcements before we get into the questions. So this week, I got a busy week. Every week is busy. Every day is busy. It's a beautiful thing. I'm blessed. But I will be traveling this week, Wednesday, Thursday into Sunday, where I am going to be coached. I got coaches. I got mentors myself, as any coach and mentor should. And I will be spending a weekend South Florida. So that's where I'll be pretty hectic busy on there. I still have access to my phone, so I try to come on here as much as I can. But that being said, we will not have a call this Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. That is a members only mobile home investing coaching. Same thing that we're doing here, but we go a lot more deep dive into a lot more questions, a lot more specifics, a lot more notes, a lot more information. Okay, so I will not be able to attend on that one when I have that call. Tuesday, however, I will definitely. Let me talk about Tuesday. So the Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST time is Let's Do Deals. That's when we pitch off market deals on this call. I had a gentleman, okay? I need y'all to go check out my social media, my YouTube, and check out the lender that we got. So when we invest in these mobile homes, one of the issues, and I call it opportunity, but it can be an issue, is when you're ready to sell your mobile home, you don't have lenders. There is no bank, there is no credit union. They're going to say, I'll lend on your home, which means that even if a buyer overqualifies, the mobile home in itself is not security enough for them. Well, I have fixed that problem for y'all. I brought a gentleman that we met from New York who spoke. We had a podcast Friday morning, and he's going to be on Tuesday. He lends specifically on mobile homes that investors rehab and put on the market. What that's going to mean for you is that if you have a mobile home ready to sell, you have a buyer, you connect them to, they come in and pay you. Okay, they pay you in full, you take your profits, and you get to continue going investing. And now the buyer pays them like a bank. That's huge. Join us Tuesday on that. We will be pitching deals as well, but you definitely want to stop by and listen to this gentleman speak. So we'll bring him on there. And then let's see. Saturday morning coming up. Every Saturday at 10 a.m. EST time, we have a check-in call. That is typically updates, any coaching, any events, any deals, anything we're working on. It's just a check-in call. We will also not have that one. I will still be getting coached at that point, doing a lot of connections. So we'll be back Sunday after that on Sunday. So see, have Arturo, that's 7 p.m. EST time. And send us an email. We can send you. That's not a coaching. That is that's where we pitch deals. But we're about to start bringing, because one of the things for all of you on here is I want to start bringing hard money lenders, private money lenders. Now, the one thing that would help is if y'all also came in and brought some deals. These guys want to see deals. That there is no shortage of lenders when it comes to that. If you present the right deal, and we got a coaching on how should you pitch a deal. Okay. We have that on there, and there's many people that we can connect you that are lenders, private, if that's what you're looking for. Okay. Last announcement: Naples, Florida. Got the wrong link. TJ, let me know on the chat box if you did get the correct one, because I was about to be on my IT team quickly. So yeah, let me know. Save them some headaches. So next week, September 9th and September 10th, we will be down in Central Florida on Friday. That's September 9th. We're going to be in North Point, Florida, where we have the Level Up event. The Level Up event is a networking event where we take it just that step further. We connect with everybody, we meet more people, we handshake people, and we coach mobile home investing topics while we're there as well. The goal is not to just create another meetup. I think we got enough real meetups. People meet, never talk to each other, never, they forget about each other overnight. That's not what we want. We want real connections, people that are coming in, bringing value. They have something to offer, and we're here to connect. The last one we had down in Naples was phenomenal. Many of those investors took initiative. They are investing today. Some I even coach directly. So it's all about doing that. That evening, Friday evening from 6 to 8, I believe, we're going to have a power meet. A power meet is where you get to sit down with me and my team, and you're going to hear a structure, be strategic. And we're going to be talking about deals, investments, coachings, things to come. So you definitely want to join us on that as well. And there's no charge on that. That's the thing. These things are free for y'all right now anyway. And then the next day, last day, okay, September 10th, we will be about an hour north of that, which we're going to be in Fort Myers, Florida. That's where we're going to have another one from 11 a.m. to 2:30, and it's another Level Up meetup. Again, realtors, brokers, investors, businessmen, businesswomen, anybody that's getting ready to invest or is investing in mobile homes is invited. All right, well, that does it for this evening. Any questions for me? Good evening. I see a lot more people join us on Instagram, so thank you for joining us, definitely. And y'all make sure to check out GarciaMHU.com. You can follow our social media. This call is recorded. It will be shared tomorrow morning. So if you got here late, let me see, man, I missed a lot of comments on it. My apologies. That's why it's good to have an account at stores to get the clients the cheapest price. Absolutely. Over marketing your clients, well, that's how contractors lose clients. Yeah, that's for sure too. Good stuff. All right. Well, y'all know where to find me. Thank you, TJ. Okay. I will see y'all Tuesday night. Don't miss out on the deals. Bring me some deals. I love to hear them. If you think you have a deal, I love to break it down and show you why it is or is not. But till then, everybody have a good night. Thank you for joining.